we'll turn over to the stream for what I believe to be session 79 of Forbidden Lands. It might be off by one, but I think it's session 79. So you guys have traversed all the way back to Eldom, picked up your star medal, made your way back to the dwarves. Few encounters here and there along the way, including a ghostly wedding reception that temporarily did a psychological number on Trustius and Desi. But both of them are back to feeling their normal selves.
For better or worse?
For better or worse. The plan is to have the dwarves either assist or show you how, or do the forging themselves to use the star metal to create some sort of housing for the elvish gems, and hopefully create a weapon capable of destroying a demon/god. As far as plans go, it's fairly solid. I mean, I won't say foolproof, but solid.
No plan is foolproof because fools are so ingenious.
Full resistant.
You got
It's full resistant. We'll go that far. But you guys have made it back to the Dwarven City, which I think I have. There we go. Give you guys just a little picture here. The dwarves have been busy in your absence.
Am I getting any closer to curing this pure steer?
No, that is permanent, I believe.
Okay, all right.
Maybe
I'll get them to make me an earring then.
The pierce here is permanent. I mean, it doesn't have any actual effect. It just means you've got like a big gaping hole in the lobe of your ear.
I could put two of my fingers through, but I don't have those either.
You know, Goldie, at some point, some guy's gonna walk around the island, pick up all of your pieces, and make another one. And I'm not sure which one of you is gonna be the real one.
Sorry, do you have a giant
I reproduce
ear
by
piercing
osmosis,
now?
apparently.
I mean, to be fair, the pieces that Caldi lost, he lost a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
Has Trustius been keeping them?
no, I think.
Oh, no. Some's in the belly of an alligator. And
Yeah, one of the fingers an alligator ate. I can't remember what happened to the other one.
Caldi of Theseus. Which one is the real one?
I mean, out of all of you, the ancient goblin is the one that looks the most hard done by as a result of your adventures. Everybody else is still in one piece. And Caldi's like, missing fingers, big ass hole through his ear.
And he started decrepit.
Yeah, and he started in a bad way.
I just have really cool scars.
All right, but yes, you guys are at the dwarven village. You guys can easily rest for the night. They put you up in some of the housing and stuff that they've cleared out. When you arrived, you got a chance to see them kind of working. They tend to work the stone by basically singing to it and essentially magically moving the rock and the stone to clear passageways, to clear out buildings, to form structures, all with this kind of like a very kind of like low, deep bass singing. But we will turn things over to you guys to decide what you would like to do.
Well, Desi. Then Ryzen and Caldi, I suppose. Yeah, we're here too.
Malachi's
We're
way
going
over
to
there.
need to have a conversation with the James. So,
Okay. Is this about the birds and the bees? Because I already know about that.
no. If the intent is to pull the gems from the artifacts that they're sitting in and forge them into a new weapon, then they should be told that they're going to be removed from these artifacts that they've
I don't
created
know the
around
answer to
themselves.
why they.
Didn't we tell them about that last time or the dream state?
I've told them
Was
that
not-
I'm going to do it. I don't think they've agreed yet.
Yeah. If I remember well, they said it was not the worst of plan. Something in that line.
It's entirely possible that this process could kill them or merge them,
That's
create something new. But the individual themselves could be
right
lost.
there is the.
Yeah. We probably should delay putting the gem in the sword as late as possible, just because for now we're undetectable to Jakuz because of the crown. If we pry the crown open, that's gonna stop. Otherwise, I agree that we should warn them that it's coming soon.
And what if they say we don't like that idea? Do they have the ability to actually fuck with us and prevent us from doing it?
Briette does like telling Desi what to do from time to time.
And Dizzy has been known to resist. So it could have an influence, but limited.
I've also been known to agree.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes I disagree and I get overruled.
I don't
There's
know.
two important parts to this. One, we need the combined power if we're going to make a weapon that can kill a god.
Oh, God's
Certainly.
love.
The other, if
Reason I
we
didn't
can
find
convince
you.
them to sacrifice themselves into this weapon, it becomes vastly more powerful against Jakuz.
You go far enough.
Willingly.
We'll have to convince them.
Alternatively, we could perhaps, what's the right way to say it? Stoke the embers of the zealots in height. Kaldi and Ryzen are both quite persuasive. Entirely possible they could be whipped up into a frenzy sufficient for them to do whatever was
I
necessary
mean, we put a
to
couple shots each.
Jakuz's threat.
I can give it a shot and talk him into it.
Maybe could give us a chance to try to find back the uh, ghost assassin's dagger. At the same time.
What happened to our theory that one of the gems was like a traitor and works for Jakuz?
I mean, from what we know, one of the guy who got into a gem was not down to go against Jakuz, and all the other just sprung that onto him, and he got stuck like the others in the gem. So he's probably still on the fence, I assume.
Lendardus. That's the one. It's in the crown.
Oh, fuck.
The magic will be significantly more powerful against Jakuz if they decide to do this willingly. That should
So we
be
found
our
it.
main goal.
We found, we need to,
Yeah, for them to accept the possibility of their sacrifice should they accept to be bonded to this weapon.
Yes.
What do you base their willingness making it more powerful on?
that's where the no.
Every demon, every devil has a weakness. Jakku's is life-giving,
They're not.
given willingly. So they empower the magic willingly at the cost of their own
Come in.
lives. Then the weapon becomes far more powerful against, well, Jakku's. In theory.
So the process of sacrificing yourself somehow weakens him?
Yes. That is our understanding, at least. If it becomes necessary, and the traitor does not, or is unable to bring him into the fold and join
It's
him
on
to the
the roof, we
weapon,
got a
I will have
helicopter.
my gem added to it. And then when Desi fights with Jakku's, I will fight him on the spiritual plane. Hopefully that will not become necessary.
So the plan depends on us convincing a bunch of dead elves to sacrifice themselves and turn into a weapon and fight Jakku's.
I mean, you should at least be willing to embrace that saying yes, mean they could be sacrificed. Even if they're not automatically destroyed, just the fact that they're willing to accept it should help.
And the weapon will be powerful
Yeah,
regardless.
That big.
But the willing sacrifice of the elves, or myself, or the people of Hype, or all three, would make it even more
I
powerful
don't know.
against
This is why I
Jakku's.
say we gotta stick.
The power of the brooch I have pinned on me implies to sacrifice part of yourself so you can gain some time. If that power is just worked into the blade, well, the sacrifice is gonna built into the blade.
We may need that brooch. Our first run-in with Jakku's may not go well.
Yeah,
Hmm.
possibly. Problem is, if we switch the stone into the blade, how much of its original power would it keep?
We don't know, really.
Because
It's my hope that collectively they will become more powerful, more than the sum.
right now the crown is protecting us from the sight of Jakku's, and the brooch might give us another chance. If we remove them and place them into the sword, who knows what power the sword will have, and if those ability will still be available.
So what we should do, perhaps, is get the weapon created, move all the gems but the crown's gems into it, and then go to a location where there's not a lot of other people around, or perhaps just in the that village of assholes, and put the gems in ourselves there. Of course, we'd have to learn how to do that.
Yeah, the question is, can we switch the gem from an object to another on the field, or do we need to do it in the forge?
I would expect in the forge.
Yeah.
Though if we're going to be attacked by a horde of demons, doing so in a dwarven fortress sounds like well, as good as it gets. It will likely take weeks or months to forge the blade.
Yeah.
Meaning plenty of time for the dwarves to forge armor and weapons. Train warriors. Get our people here. My expectation is Jakuz will bring the fight to us.
Question then becomes, where do we want that fight to happen?
I was thinking here, but I am no warrior or tactician.
Well, as long as we haven't moved the stone, we're probably still beyond its notice. Probably the forging of the blade is going to take some time, but switching the stone once the blade is forged should not be as long, I assume.
Would be my expectation. But I'll have to confer with the dwarven smiths, of course.
Yeah.
And perhaps we should confer with the gems. They may have an insight into how we can do this.
Possible, yes. The one in the scepter, the one with Risen. I think you said it was an architect. Maybe he knows something about
Sorry,
this
who?
kind of the one in your scepter. I think he was an architect or something like that.
I have to think and remember.
So just as a reminder, because it has been quite a while. So yes, so one of the elven gems was like Jakuz's high priest and was not on board with binding him. The gem, the spirit that's in the scepter, Jakris, or Jakaris, is basically the one who devised the binding. And then the one of the ones in the crown named Farkor is the sorcerer who actually performed the binding. So not an architect, like in terms of buildings, but the architect of the plan is Jakris.
Yeah, he struck me as being a, counselor type, kingmaker more than a physical architect.
Exactly. The man with the plan, as it were.
Probably the one we should consult for the plan then.
I mean, we don't know why. They're hiding things.
Well, from their general reaction, I assume they don't expect us to succeed.
Yeah.
So why say something to us that might make them less secure if we're just gonna fail? But they feel like people who don't expect anybody but themselves to succeed.
Perhaps an elven trait.
Possibly.
If it becomes required, I can forcefully move him to the weapon.
I mean, I think it's worth it to try to secure their help, their counsel, and possibly their willingness to endanger themselves in this endeavor.
No, I agree.
So, I don't know how often you guys talk to your elven gems in your dreams. I know I trust Andra. And Breath and I understand each other. Usually. I don't know how much you guys trust the other ones.
Honestly, the only time I spoke with the one I'm bearing was with all the others. I might want to try to get more personal with it in the coming weeks to see where I stand with them.
I've had one or two one-on-one conversations with mine, and it seems to have at least tolerate me and might want to guide me towards certain activities at some point. But
Good activities or bad activities?
more, I guess you could say, more greedy things, like if I ever wanted to become, a mayor, a leader, a ruler, that kind of thing. Kind of, to be someone's,
In charge.
confidant, guy behind the scenes kind of thing, power behind the throne, whatever, that kind of thing.
I want to be those things.
Really?
Wouldn't hurt my feelings. Be rich and powerful.
Join me, Chaldean. We will rule this island as
Oh no,
halfling
not
and
an island,
goblin.
not the island. No,
Or the world.
It's not
Give me the
Metropolis,
world.
please. Someplace with restaurants.
Someplace with a...
Ouch! I feel insulted on behalf of our.
Yeah, my inn. Come on. Oh, no more free food for you. I'm going to charge you double now.
I just think that being in charge sounds like a whole lot more shit that I would feel like dealing with on a daily basis.
Yeah, well, even if it's only for like a week, a month, a year, then whatever.
I
When you've been at the bottom of the food chain, it'd be nice to be at the top for once.
just like to be somewhere I'm not oppressed by someone or another. Empires or army or some shit like that.
That sounds better. Being in charge, though? No. No. That sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't need religion.
I don't want to defer to some king. I just want to be able to hunt when I feel like hunting and just sleep when I feel like sleeping.
And people
It's a
bring me
little freedom.
margaritas whenever I want one.
You're so weird. So we have I trust Andra. You sort of trust yours, but they want you to do things that
It's
might
not that
be
necessarily he
questionable.
wants me to. It's that we were having a chat, get to know you, and it seemed happy with my original ideas when I got to this island and got it in terms of, I want to be the biggest of big cheeses at some point. So it's ambitious, I would say.
Yeah, I'm so glad mine isn't.
Yeah, well, yours is a stickler for however the hell it defines laws and rules. So, yeah, they've all got their thing.
Oh yeah, she's definitely got opinions.
I really need to get to know mine better.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And it feels so weird to be saying that. But they have you talked to them outside of dreams? Like talk to them in their items? This sounds
No, I get it.
I'm not good at describing what it means. But like I talk to Andra when I'm dreaming, and I talk to Brieth when I'm bored. And Brieth and Andra are the same but different. Like the bit of Andra that is in Brieth is well, it's got the personality of a sword. It's got the attitude of a sword. And Andra doesn't. She's very different. So, have you talked to their item selves? Is that how you'd word it?
It
Item
not
self?
it never spoke or manifested for me. But it got transformed from an hourglass to the brooch, so it might have affected it. I'll have to try, I guess.
Yeah, especially if it's going to get transplanted yet again.
Yep.
I don't know. Like, I realize we've been talking about this for ages, and this has been our plan for ages, but it feels weird now that it's this close. I mean, it made me uneasy before, but it's making me way more anxious now, and I'm not used to feeling anxious. I don't like it at
I
all.
mean, it's a sacrifice for you too.
I don't plan on dying. What do you mean it's a sacrifice for me too?
No, but it's a sacrifice for you to let go of Brit.
Mm,
At least it feels like it.
yeah, it kind of does.
we can talk about can you really sacrifice something that is not part of yourself? But I feel that accepting that someone or something close to you is going feels like a sacrifice.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the orc shield, right? Like the orc shield is cool, I think. And I shed a lot of blood to get it, mine and his, and I'm kind of proud of it. And, you know, it's a good shield. But
It really isn't.
it really is. It's protected your ass more than once.
I could make you a far better ship.
Well, you haven't.
Time is always
A shield in my hand is better than a shield in your imagination.
Hello, Des.
Yes, that's true.
Mm-hmm. Much. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Does not make it a good shield. Adequate at best.
It is a fine shield. It works much better in my hand than it does in his. But point I'm getting at is that I don't have the same feeling toward that shield as I do for Brieth.
Well, that shield didn't talk with you and help you through all that.
I was going to say, does that shield have a soul in it?
Not yet.
Not that I know of.
I could arrange that.
Not
I
having
think
a soul
having
in it
one
probably
hand-
makes you like it more.
I think having one hand that occasionally decides it's going to do its own shit is more than enough. I don't want a shield that's going to bitch at me when I try to protect someone else.
Just the sword is gonna bitch at you.
She has never complained when I have parried with her on one of your behalfs or anything. As long as I'm swinging, she's content.
I think the link with Brett is so strong because it tries to push you to be the better person that you wish you were.
I
A
wish I was a
motivational
better
slasher.
I think I'd have to want to be a better person for that to happen.
I'm not sure you don't want to. I just
I
think
think
you
they're-
don't believe you can be. And the fact that this swords believe in you more than you do in yourself, it hurts.
I think there are conversations had around a fire that shouldn't be had in daylight. But yeah, I think you guys need to get to know who you're carrying.
Yeah.
To get a
Right.
better idea of what is gonna happen. Like, I think Brieth's gonna say, "Oh, we're gonna try to cut Jakuz in half? Sure. Sign us up. Are you wielding us? Great. Oh, we're bringing these other households with us? I guess. As long as we're diving face first into it, I think she'll be okay with it. From what you guys have told me about the crown, I'm not so sure. And if I'm gonna be the one wielding whatever we end up putting these things in. I would rather not have them working at cross purposes. I don't want Brieth's whatever the fuck it is encouraging me to go forth and cut shit up, and something else trying to make me run away. That's gonna go badly. Yeah, that's gonna go badly. So, I don't really want to do that.
I'm confused
About what?
about why we would speak to them individually instead
Because
of collectively.
they've got personalities and they do shit, and the gems in the items aren't exactly like the people we talk to in the dreams.
And
Did
there
I
might
say
also
that?
there might
Pretty
also
sure I said that.
there might also be some of them that are more willing to talk when the other one are not close by. That might be more honest if we just speak with them.
I mean, I was gonna say good luck talking to your crown folk that are all kind of trapped together. I don't know how you would manage that. Yeah, that's up to whoever's got the crown. Figure that out.
Well, we always need someone to wear the crown so that Jakkus don't spot us. Right now, it's Risen that is on crown duty.
So how far
Um,
radius does this crown thing have? Like, is it just shielding me, or is it shielding us as a group?
Approximately short range, to put it in game terms.
You're the one carrying it. I don't know.
All right. So, in terms of shielding you from Jakkus, it's basically as long as everybody is, you know, within 50, 60, 70 feet. The anti-magic properties are you and anything within like 10, 15 feet. So, like, if Trestius or Okatai wants to cast magic, or Kaldi, I guess, wants to cast magic, they got to make sure that they're a little ways away.
So basically, Trestius, I don't want two gems in the sword both trying to swing me in different directions. Makes sense?
Yes.
Because Andra doesn't try to swing me anywhere. I mean, we have chats, and sometimes she's kind of persuasive, but she doesn't grab me by the wrist and haul me anywhere the way Brieth does.
I do not expect that there'll be a group of consciousness in this weapon when it's forged.
Okay. I haven't touched the crown. Well, I mean, I did, but it was ages ago. And none of them tried to converse or get me to do anything. So I don't know what
Think-
it's like to deal with a multi-thing.
It's likely to be a singular thing by the time we're done. Is my expectation.
Uh-huh.
But they also might know more.
Mm-hmm. And since it's going to take time to do the whole melting, forging, whatever else goes into creating whatever it is we're making, we've got time.
I suppose so.
I just don't want to be surprised. I mean, it was weird as fuck the first time Briath talked to me. So, I'd rather not do that again.
I'm not exactly
My
sure
guess is
what will
Richard's gonna
happen
get
for
shot, but
these souls.
probably-
I don't believe there's a way for us to know until we do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, one of the elves might have an idea if we talk to them and not the gem version of them. Andra's way more talkative than Briath.
Well, my intent was to speak to them in the dream, yes. Collectively, but if you wish to spend a few weeks with Brina before we yank her out of her sword and stuff her into a new weapon, then I can understand that. Again, the trick will be to have them do so willingly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna need to try to talk to her about that. Because talking to Andra about it and talking to Briath about it are two different things. And I mean, maybe they'll both be really keen on the idea, but it's good to know that beforehand.
Well, then we should get to work. Every soul on this island that dies goes to hell. So every death that happens while we delay is our fault. Time is of the
No. Every death that happens on the island is whoever's fault is getting themselves into a life and death situation. We're not out there stirring shit. Today. Today we're sitting in here. If people are out there getting themselves killed, I'm not losing sleep over it.
You haven't been to hell.
No. But I know that if that I don't understand that.
You don't.
Like I mean I'm not saying I don't understand the idea that, people are going to hell, sure. And under Jakuz's whatever. Uh-huh. Them dying being our fault? No. That's on them.
Their destination.
Also kind of on them. They know what happens here.
do they? Every person on this island understands what happens when they die.
I mean,
find
if
that-
they don't, they should have an idea. Like, they know if they die here, it's bad. They know that whatever they did to get here was bad. If they keep putting themselves in those situations,
You're suggesting
like,
that every death on this
if I'm-
island is because someone put themselves in that situation, not because someone took a life.
no. I'm not saying innocent people don't get killed here. And yeah, I can see. But I don't feel responsible for them. And maybe that's because I'm a shitty person, I don't know. But if some person that I've never met in a town where I've never been is in a situation where they're willingly or unwillingly gonna end up getting killed or risking it, that's not on me. What happens to them after they die? Also not on me. I don't know them. I didn't put them in that situation. I didn't tell them to do whatever they did to end up here, or to do whatever they're doing that's getting them in a bad situation. I didn't tell the guy who's swinging the sword to swing the sword.
I very much hope, Dizzy, that you never have to see a glimpse of what I saw.
Me too, because I don't really want to die.
But if you do, and Okatai can bring you back, hopefully, you will think much differently.
Sure,
assure you.
maybe.
We can't shoulder the weight of everything on our. We can just do what we can and do the best we can. People dies, demon eat souls. We just cannot shoulder all of that, but we can do our best to make an end to it. That's what I intend to do.
You're here.
And I think we all agree about that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start working from there. Yeah. The more hell we can avoid for as many people as we can. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that if some asshole on the other side of the island is doing something shitty,
Yeah, that's why I say we can't shoulder all the shit.
got nothing to do with me.
Can't shoulder all the shit happening around here.
No. I've got enough of my own shit to shoulder.
Justice has obviously decided this conversation is going nowhere and completely disagrees with everything you're saying. Just
Shocking. How many
complete
empathy do you have?
rested bitch face the entire time. He's just scowling.
Trustiest, resting bitch face. Really?
Just
I'm
scowling
shocked.
at this whole idea. There's
a
I love the
nonsense
fact-
that's coming out of your mouth.
It's just resting
love-
Tristan's face.
I love the fact that the guy with the lowest empathy is like the one who's like the most seemingly concerned about consequence and stuff.
He's the guy that he actually went to hell. He knows what it is.
Yeah. Desi came close a couple of times, but no cigars yet. Knock on wood.
Get this conversation going.
That's why I was trying to close it.
Okay, Josh's like, whoa.
Yeah, Desi's very much on the I've got my own shit to carry, thank you very much. I'm not carrying the shit of someone I've never met.
I like to think since Cully's got such a high empathy, it's not because he's actually empathetic. It's just he's learned to recognize it in other people and manipulate it in some ways,
Oh, absolutely.
like any sociopath would.
Yeah, yeah.
The used car salesman way.
So do we have a plan?
Our plan, as far as I know, is to talk to the elves, talk to the gems, and make sure that they're not going to be that we're not going to have any surprises when it comes time to actually start swinging.
Yeah, and we can just talk with the dwarf and start forging the things we are gonna need. Because it's gonna take a while. Might as well start that now. And we can try to arrange the social part as we go.
Yep. Resting elf face. Yeah, Trustius definitely has resting elf face.
I thought elf had resting Tresius face, but that works the other way around.
All right, so you guys are gonna talk to the dwarves and see if they can get things forged, and then figure out a way to talk. And as far as you know, I mean, the gems may not even talk. Like Bria definitely has like way more personality than any of the others. So
Yeah, so Trustius's pride is to forge the weapon, so he's going to attempt to forge the weapon with the guidance of the dwarves. I think that was the agreement we made with them.
Yeah, I think he was going to get taught.
so yeah, so trust you can find Brosalind pretty easily. She's at the forge. The forge is up and running. The heat coming from the forge, like even like before you're even into the forge itself, you're starting to sweat. It is like you can literally feel your skin drying out just from the heat from whatever it is that she's burning in the forge.
I'll leave Fairy with Okatai, the armor,
Okay.
just so the gems stay close under the protection of the crown, so Trustius can actually move more than 50 feet away.
Yeah. But yeah, inside the forge, it is hot. It's like you've been in forges, you've been around that sort of thing. This is so far beyond that. It's like standing at like the basically if you're like that close to lava, you would be almost like stepping into it. Like the temperature is just insane, and she's like
Which
just
we've
working
done.
away. Yep. So yeah, you know, if Desi was here, there might be some flashbacks.
There's a reason Desi isn't there.
But yeah, she's just working away. It's like, oh, excellent. I heard you'd gotten back. We have things operational. There, we found a sizable deposit of. Let's just say we found where the dragon nested.
Fuel.
Fuel. We found a sizable source of fuel.
Outstanding. I've brought a sizable amount of star metal.
Okay, so what do you want to make? Dagger, sword, arrowhead, shield, armor.
A sword, I think.
Going to be a little bit more specific there. Do you want like short sword? Do you want a falchion, broadsword, longsword, two-handed sword, scimitar? What's your killing implement of choice?
It'll be an elven weapon. A longsword.
Okay, an elven weapon. Elves don't. Fine.
But it'll be forged with the greatest bombs that the dwarves have to offer. We'll do it collectively. You can show me the errors of my website.
She kind of looks you up and down. She's like, I don't necessarily know if you're cut out for this sort of work. You're a little on the elven side.
Thank you.
Better hidden than me.
You can make it strong, and I will make it balanced. Together, we'll forge the finest weapon this island's ever
That's
seen.
what I'm guessing.
I mean, I could do that by myself, but I appreciate the help.
Unless you're concerned that I'll show you what.
Oh, concerned that your elvish daintiness will ruin what could otherwise be a fine blade.
It's unlikely, but I suppose possible.
Well, we'll see. I mean, well, let me see the metal that we'll be working with.
Yeah, so they'll hop into the planning stages of some hybrid dwarven and elven thing.
Right.
Argue about every fucking bit of it, I imagine.
I mean, it's one of those things like you convince her to like make the blade lighter. She convinces you that it needs to be like basically sharp on both sides. It can't be a single bladed weapon just in case.
Yeah, why would you sharpen both sides?
You know,
Then you have to make it thicker. Of course, that's why you make it thicker. Yeah.
need to make sure that there's a groove so if it gets stuck in an enemy, you know, you can still pull it free and it doesn't get vacuum stuck. Like she definitely knows her stuff. She's very how many levels of smith do you have?
3.
Right, so she is actually more skilled than you are.
What? Oh, I didn't even know that was possible.
A large part of it is because she has ways of working with the metal that are basically far beyond anything you've seen and is essentially magic.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the learning process, right?
Yep. And when basically, I mean, it only takes you like a couple of hours to kind of like figure out the details, but it's going to take the better part of a month to actually craft.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, that's the quest, right?
Yep. What is anybody else doing while Trustius is planning?
My next, once I have one more experience point, I'm going to be building up my endurance. So I'm actually going to be spending as much time as possible doing stuff with dwarves that would build up my endurance.
Drink.
Yeah, well, drinking and like, I mean, they're dwarves, so they're stout. So doing dwarf things the entire time I'm here. Mainly, and the reason I want to do this is so I can have 1 extra dice when I'm sleeping without a camp.
So Caldy is enduro training.
Caldy's getting into he's getting into fighting shape. In case he has to wield that sword. Hey, I'm already the wizard. I'm gonna have to be the fighter too someday.
That I want to see. I want to see Caldy wielding that sword.
I'm trying to picture Caldy wielding a sword where the hilt's as big as he is.
I know, eh?
He gets it over his head and he falls over because of the balance. Holds it with
I wish
two
this
hands
was
above
an
his head and he
animated
falls
series.
over.
I wish this was an animated series. That would be so great.
Oh my god.
So yeah, so I mean, you can definitely spend time with the dwarves. I mean, at first they're incredulous, that this little goblin wants to, this like frail old man goblin wants to like hang out with him. Actually, why doesn't Cully give me an endurance roll to see if he actually manages to impress them right off the bat or not? Oh, there you go.
Old man strength.
Yeah.
Really old man strength.
So when you first start hanging out with the dwarves, I mean, a lot of the dwarves are, I mean, some of them are doing the stone singing, but there's still like manual labor to be done, just hauling stuff and breaking down rocks and all of that sort of stuff. So when you first approach the leader of the chain gang of dwarves, is a word, like an older dwarf named Sasiet. It's like, wow, a goblin, eh? And he gives you like this tiny little hammer and points you to like the tiny little rocks. It's like, break those down into smaller rocks and then move them over there. And so, I mean, you rolled a success on your endurance roll, so you're like, okay. And I mean, they go easy on you, but you do manage to put in like a good amount of time. And partway through, you can realize that the dwarves they're starting to give you less childish tasks and more tasks like they expect the other dwarves to be able to do. They don't say anything, but they just kind of like subtly start moving you up the pecking order, as it were, from like, the sort of stuff the kindergarten class does when it comes to like manual labor to the sort of stuff that like the actual adults do.
Well, there we go.
It is a lot of like back-breaking labor. What is Ryzen doing with the dwarves? Or by himself?
I think I'm gonna actually, if I get a chance, I'm gonna go have that conversation with the soul in my scepter.
Alrighty. So, go find a nice quiet place to kind of like try to get some rest, try to get some meditate. Try to reach out to Jacris. So you get away from, you kind of find a place where like the background noise kind of just becomes like white noise. So less distinct and more just a constant thing to help you kind of put you in that like sleep ready state. And as you kind of drift off, you do find yourself on the normal grayish plateau with the elvish figures kind of standing around.
All of them, or just Jacris?
It would be because you've got the crown as well, I believe. So it would be the four of them.
Oh, okay. I thought I didn't have the crown anymore. Am I wrong?
Pretty sure Ryzen has the crown because you and Desi are like the only non-magical users.
Okay. I thought for some reason I'd given it back to somebody else.
Was just swapping around to get your like we took your scepter, you put the crown on, and we give you back the scepter. So we still have the crown and the scepter, from what I know.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a lot of like fox, hen, corn crossing the river type of shenanigans going on. But yes, the four of them are there. Whichever one you're kind of focusing on is the one that kind of like steps into the light, leaving the other ones kind of like vaguely shrouded in the background, indicating.
Focus.
Yeah, so it is enough for you to know that you can focus on a specific one to speak with, as opposed to everybody all at once.
I would like to focus on Jacris since that was my original one.
Okay. So yeah, so this androgynous elvish figure, kind of bathed in light on the grayish plane. Like, you are still alive.
So far. So I got a question. I got a statement / question, and then I got another question. So I'm going to start with the basic question. Can you, when I mean you, I mean all of you, any of you who are in these gems, um, do you have the ability to at least sense what's going on around you, whether it's using one of the five senses or something akin to that? Like, can you hear conversations, et cetera, et cetera?
Depends on proximity and requires a great deal of concentration. So not easily, no.
Okay. Then I definitely should bring this to your attention then. Okay, so we have been discussing a plan to put all of the gems in question into a weapon of some type to destroy, defeat Jakuz. It is the opinion of our wizardly sorcery type guy that there is the possibility that if all the gems are put into one weapon, it could cause something to happen to all of you, whether that's you cease to exist, or more likely you, I don't know if the possibility is there that you could end up all there fighting, to assert dominance, as it were, or if maybe being in there could cause you all to merge to become someone / something new. And it has been discussed to bring this to your attention to get your feelings on the matter.
We have been alive for quite some time, and our elvish essence is extremely malleable. We have existed in various forms for a long while. I can't speak for the others, but taking on a new form would be interesting.
And what say the other three of you? And I'll just look at each one individually, and each one gets my focus to try to get an answer.
So one of them, Farkor, says, well, we've waited a long time to actually do something. If this is the way that we need to move forward, then we should not waste time. Ritora just kind of looks at you and says, like, absolutely, 100%, let's go. Lindardus just kind of hangs back silently. Seems to be mulling things over.
Sorry, what was the name of that last one?
Lindardus.
Is he the one that we suspect could be the traitor?
Yes.
Lindaris, why the hesitation on an answer?
I fail to see the benefits. Individually, we are more than capable of accomplishing what needs to be done. There is the chance that in the process of transferring our powers and our abilities, that some would be lost, causing a diminished effect overall. I'm not certain that the risk is worth the reward.
Okay. Well, thank you all for your honesty. I can say with certainty that we are at least making progress towards the next step in dealing with this problem.
And Jackrus will speak and said, "Have you given any consideration of what will happen if you fail?"
If we fail, we're all probably screwed, but somebody's got to try.
If you fail, Jakuz will be free of this island. He will be free to grow his power.
And if we do nothing,
He remains contained on the island. Those on the island suffer. The rest of the world does not.
I see.
I believe your plan has a chance of success. But undertaking this without acknowledging the consequences of failure would not serve you well.
I believe we've been discussing that to an extent prior to my consulting all of you. Sorry, Chris, can I do an insight or something to tell if Jackrus might be untruthful at all or deceptive?
Sure.
Would it be insight or would it be something empathy related?
No, it's insight.
Now, actually, yeah, screw it. I am going to push.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you kind of like mull over what he's thinking here and the way he said it. It does seem like he chose his words very carefully. But you don't think that they're being deceitful. They fully acknowledge that they do think that your plan has a chance of success. It dawns on you that they didn't say has a good chance of success or an excellent chance of success. Just they believe it has a chance of success. And there's no doubt at all that they believe the consequences of failure will be dire.
Okay. I thank you for your time and I thank you for your.
We will be ready should you need us.
I give them each a polite bow and I hopefully wake up.
All right, you do wake up. What is Desi doing?
Desi is working on her fear. Or rather, her fearlessness. Because I would like to pick up another talent.
Help you with that.
That'd be great, because I have the feeling I'm going to be in the thick of some shit. And I would like to not panic when that is happening. Or not freeze, or whatever shit is likely to happen.
I have a few things to do, but I guess we have like a month in front of us before things moves along in the weapon.
Oh, I have no idea how long it's going to take him. I mean, it really depends on how well he can get along with the dwarves, so...
Yeah, my
Panicking
Hopefully
and
we
run-
have a weapon this year.
Panicking and running like hell is pretty much my intended plan.
I thought you were going to go try to get buff so you could pick up a sword.
So I can run for a longer distance.
I think maybe you should just, I don't know, carry the sheath, maybe.
I just want to sleep better at night.
You're the one person who always has a comfy sleeping spot.
I'm the one person who sleeps on rocks because the camp's not made yet.
You have that sleeping fur. I have used that thing, and it was delightful.
Lovely. I admire you.
I mean, it was kind of small, but a great pillow. Didn't get
Yeah.
rocks in my ears.
I'm just I don't know. I'm just a cultured, sophisticated man. I'm not used to such rough shod living.
Yeah, that's what I immediately think of when I look at you. Culture.
Caldy winks.
That's just creepy, man. Just creepy. You pay me. Don't do that. I mean, it's no better when Ryzen does it, and he doesn't pay me, so...
So Okatai can definitely help Desi with learning how to be fearless.
Yay!
In my mind, I imagine just a lot of like Okatai like hiding behind like corners and stuff and jumping out
Oh, dear God, no.
and hoping that she doesn't take a swing at him.
She practiced her fearlessness. I practiced dodge.
I just pictured Desi walking into a little passageway and going, "Why do I smell wet dog?" Ah!
Just
Damn it,
elaborate,
Okatai!
elaborate pranks.
Such a terrible plan.
So what is Okatai up to?
Were we looking at like what we were doing for like the month while Tricious was working?
Basically, just kind of right now while he's laying the groundwork. So basically, just kind of like over the kind of the quarter day while people are training and doing all that stuff.
Okay.
And then you guys collectively can make a plan, because I'm thinking that Tressius can basically help design the sword. The dwarves will do a majority of the work. That way it frees you guys up if you want to go out adventuring or whatever. And then he can come back to kind of put the finishing elvish touches on it.
Makes sense.
Unless everybody's cool with just hanging out with the dwarves for a month.
I mean, Desi wants to try to talk to Andra, but...
Yep.
She figures they've got time.
So you guys can decide whether you're just going to take a month here chilling with the dwarves, or whether you're going to, go tour the countryside while you wait for the dwarves to finish up their thing. But
There's a few things around that we could do, but yeah, we can have the talk about that. If it's just a quarter day, I'm going to train Desi. But,
okay.
Eventually, I want to speak with the brooch. So depending on when we leave, I'm probably going to try that.
All right.
I want to try to work on my poison to kill a god.
All right. Perfect. All right. So yes.
For now, training Desi.
Okay. So yeah, like early afternoon, everybody kind of meets up. Ryzen, you've spoken with your elvish friends. Desi and Okatai have done some training. Caldy's done some endurance training with the dwarves. when Cully comes back to the to the rest of you, there's like a bunch of dwarves that are like slapping him on the shoulder and be like, "We'll see you next time." I think we're gonna do endurance running next.
Yay.
We'll start you off with like 3 pound weight on the legs, and we probably won't run for any more than 5 or 6 hours. So we'll keep it easy for you.
Caldy's like 48 pounds.
That's right. Run with like an eighth of your body weight attached to your legs to go. But yeah, Cully seems to have made friends with some dwarves. Trustius comes back like smelling of the forge and sweat. You've probably never seen an elf sweat so much. So everybody is together so you guys can decide what you'd like to do, whether you want to take the month here with the dwarves or whether you want to go and do things.
What do you
Well-
think of the height plan?
I mean, we also have the dagger that are hidden close to height. So I think it could be a good idea to just try to see if we can convince them and at the same time snoop around for those daggers.
I'd like to see if that necromancer ever made it to Hythe.
Yeah.
Hythe might not even be there anymore. I mean, we don't know. I'd
And
kind of like
maybe
to find out, though.
if he's prisoner over there, maybe maybe that could.
That's a thing too.
So while things move along, there's a bunch of things we could explore. Check Ait, and there's the village we never managed to get to. And the Death Knight are not that far from here. Maybe they have a couple of tricks now that they've gotten back into business. Could help us with whatever we're trying to make here. So I'd start with height while things move along here. And maybe we can go up north after that. Unless it takes us a month to go to height and back.
I mean, stranger things have happened.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't
trying
have to
to-
build a raft. That'll speed us up.
I'm still trying to figure out a way to make a poison to kill a demon. So if we go exploring, I might find more ingredients or people that can guide me on that.
We might get lucky and get killed before all this. We have to fight this thing.
Oh, I got stuff to share.
Oh yeah. You managed to speak with someone?
Yeah, I thought I was just going to have a one-on-one with Jacris, but since I guess I have the crown, I had a chat with 4 of them. That was not the plan. The plan was to only have a chat with one of them, but since I had the crown, they all were there. Interesting enough, I discovered that if you focus on the one you want to talk to, and there's a group of them, that one comes to the forefront while the others kind of stay back until you basically want that one's attention.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I just discovered that. So I had a chat with the ones in the crown and Jacris, and I can tell you that 3 out of the 4 are all for our plan, although Jacris said, be mindful, because if we fail, Jakuz will be free of the island. But if we do nothing, only the people on the island will suffer. The rest of the world won't. So, that being said, Jacris still said that he's not opposed to, or they, let's just say 3 out of the 4 are not opposed to being put into the sword and come what may. Only Lindaris said, no, bad idea. I don't want to, I think we're stronger apart. Jacris didn't come out and say it, but I get the impression that he thinks that our plan has at least a chance of success. How good a chance of success, I could not tell. But yeah, so 3 out of the 4 of them that I spoke to are for this plan, with the caveat that if we fail, the world could be fucked.
Jakku's power continues to grow. He'll be released from the island eventually. If things stay
Yeah,
the same.
I kind of,
Um,
especially with the wife back.
Well, at
If we
least,
don't
at
do
least,
anything, we're just gonna grow old and he's gonna try that from our dead ends.
yeah.
We cannot
Well,
let
we at
Toby
least
grow older than that.
At least we know 3 out of the 4 that I've spoken to are on board and would not do anything to resist. I don't know if Lindaris has any ability to actually stop or prevent or do anything to fuck with it, but he was the only dissenter.
Well, that's a
What if
good
we don't
start.
use his gem?
Don't we need to use all of them?
Preferably, yes. Or replace him with a gem of equal power. Perhaps the others could convince him to join in.
Maybe. So I spoke to 4. How many does that leave? 2 others? 3 others?
3. It leaves Andra and the
Fairy.
2 Fs, Phalora and Fari. Yeah.
As soon as we have a little break, I'll try to speak with the one in carrying.
Phalora.
Yes.
Alright. If we're gonna So if I'm gonna talk to Andra, you want me to find out if we can leave one of them out? Or
No,
if they can
no.
sway.
Yeah, more to sway. I mean, like, where are we going to find a gem as
Oh,
powerful as the High Priest of Jakku's?
Trustius has ideas. None of them are good.
Oh, one other thing I was going to quickly share was I asked if before I gave them the plan whether or not they actually could hear or sense anything we were saying, so they already knew what we were planning, and they said they've got to really concentrate to be able to perceive anything outside of whatever they're housed in.
That's good.
Well, I mean, it means they don't know right now that we're talking about them, unless maybe they have to, squint really hard or do whatever Elven gemstones have to do to perceive things.
Yeah, Brieth doesn't tend to pay attention unless I draw her. Usually. I don't know if Andra pays much attention unless I draw Breath either.
Well, maybe we can plan on leaving somewhere in the morning so that travel day is more efficient. Take the night or a day more so that we can try to take the time to get those things sorted out, speak with people we need to while we're in a safe and secure place. We can either leave tomorrow morning or day after, depending on what you guys need to do.
Sorry, you were really muffled. I didn't get any of that.
Sorry. I was saying maybe we could leave in the morning so people have the time to try to speak with whatever entity they need to, or maybe the day after, so we have a bit of time depending on what preparation people have.
Yeah, I'm good with leaving in the morning. Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Is there anything else we should ask the dwarves to start working on while we're gone?
Maybe a real shield.
Who said
I mean,
that?
I do really like the helm. I wouldn't say no to a better shield. But I mean, most of me fits behind this one.
I'll take a bit of time to speak with the smith. Maybe they can arrange me a better armor for my style of combat. And I don't know if we have any leftover metal, but a head for a harpoon would be great.
Well, depends on how soon do you plan to go rushing into danger and probably die.
Should not be dying until we try to kill a god. So
All right.
at least a month.
All right. Well, we'll see what we can do for you. And Brosnan kind of like motions, and a bunch of the doors come over, and they start, taking all of Okatai's measurements, like getting fitted for a tux.
Okay.
Armor, you say? Armor, we can do.
And I've been using this poisonous wood on my harpoon, but I assume whatever I'm gonna try to kill next is gonna be gloriously immune to this poisonous wood. So if you have a better idea for a harpoon, I'm all ears.
What's a harpoon?
Let me show you.
I mean, if you're going to throw
Gonna
something
bring
at
out.
somebody, why don't you just throw an axe at them?
Do you have a training dummy? I could show you what I can do with that thing on someone
Oh,
without actually just ones.
yeah, they've got training dummies.
I try to make a little demonstration. Been training with that thing for a while. Trying to get good at it. See if I can make a good impression with the throwing spear.
Yeah, give me an attack roll with the spear. Let's see how well you do.
The training dummy is not a monster.
It is not a monster. Surprise! It's a mimic.
That would be a problem.
Oh my god, that's a lot of dice.
Yep. Obviously, I got it quite good at it.
And
So-
here I am with my 3 dice on a sling.
So yeah, so you throw the harpoon like dead on center target. You know, it hooks in. You've got the rope. You can like pull the dummy to you. And the dwarves look. Well, you're gonna take it as being impressed. Like,
As impressed as their pride allows them to be.
I still don't understand why you wouldn't just throw an axe at them.
Because I'm not that good at throwing axes.
It's because you spend all this time learning how to throw a piece of wood.
Well, it could be metal. Like the whole of it in metal. I wouldn't mind.
Hmm. Throwing a big piece of metal at somebody, that I can get behind.
It's wood because the wood was poisonous. If we can find something that's more efficient, because the poison is great against living things, but demons and God, not so much.
You know who uses wooden weapons? Fucking elves.
Elves, I guess.
Yeah.
I have yet found metal that was poisonous. So
Well, I mean, any metal is poison if you inject it into the blood in sufficient quantity.
that's a good point.
He died of lead poisoning.
Yeah, we'll see. We probably got some scrap around here we can bang out into a straight piece and sharpen up for you. It'll take us a little bit, but we kind of have some other things to do.
Oh yeah. So that if we're gonna go try to find more materials and ingredients outside, might as well ask you now.
Yeah, we can do that.
Thanks. Anybody else feels they need something before we go fight Jakkus?
I don't dare ask him for a bow.
Do they have better armor I could get?
What have you got for armor now?
I show him a chainmail.
Yeah, and they point over to a set of plate mail.
What's the disadvantage for me wearing plate mail instead?
It's fucking heavy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't see any. Is there a stat modifier for it? I don't really want to be wearing that. I barely want to be wearing chainmail.
It is heavy, so it counts as 2 items, and it modifies your move, i.e., your dodge, by -2.
Hell no.
Yeah, I made the same choice.
This chainmail's not affecting my dodge at all, is it? This chainmail shirt that I'm wearing?
Nope.
I'll keep the chainmail shirt.
The only downside to chainmail is it's not as effective against like arrows and being stabbed.
Yeah, well, that's why I advance my moving out of the way so much.
Right. So, anything else, folks want to do? I understand that people want to talk to their elvish friends. So
It's gonna be in the night probably before we leave in the morning.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Justice will probably train Elementalism 3 before
Alright.
we leave. But
Okay, yeah, the dwarves here can train you in that.
I don't have access to those
That is working.
spells, so you can't.
Say,
More spell.
It was a smithing one, if I remember well.
I just got to figure out which ones are level 3. Or tornado. I'm sure that'll go well.
Fireballs on that list.
Summon Elemental is actually rank 4. Ooh, Flood Wave. Ooh,
If you
and
get to rank 4 Elementalist magic, imagine all the things you can save cast.
yep, they got added them on. So yeah, so assuming nobody else has anything, I'm just going to assume that you spend the day like with the dwarves, planning out the sword, making sure everything is going well, studying some magic, and all of that sort of stuff.
So I'm sorry, we're staying for the month?
Just overnight and then heading out in the morning.
Okay.
Nighttime. Whoever wants to speak with their elves can certainly do so.
I was planning on it. Do you want your armor before nighttime, Tristis? You want to try to speak with it, or you want me to hold on to it?
I don't intend to speak with Fairy. Elves are exhausting to speak to.
Boy, howdy.
Everybody kind of raises their glass to that.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
You concentrate on Phalora. Phalora is a very young-looking, and it's weird because you've never seen a young-looking elf. Like all elves look like adults all the time. Phalora though looks young, still an adult, but like barely out of teenage adult. There's a brief moment where it's like just something a little bit off about her.
Something I've never seen before.
It's like, ah. Hello.
Oh, hello. Managed to reach you tonight. My friend spoke with some of your compatriots and told me that you probably did not hear everything we spoke about.
I don't usually pay attention.
So I feel that it's important that I, inform you of what we're doing right now.
Okay. If you must.
We're gonna try to put an end to Jakuz. Trying to forge a weapon that could do this. And my friends are hoping to move all of the gems from all of the items into that one item.
Awesome. Great plan.
Glad you like it.
I didn't say that. Wait. Let me try again. Awesome. What a great plan.
Okay.
Better?
That's better. Yeah,
Okay,
I get it
great.
now. Well, still think that you should be warned of our intention. And if you happen to have any advice, I would not be against.
Advice. Advice.
Do you agree that we should put an end to Jakuz?
I mean, not really bothering me any.
Great, we got the teenager.
Very much so.
And why did you accept to seal him in the first place?
Oh, well, because then he was free and that would be bad. But now he's not free.
Oh, he's getting freer and freer.
That's a tomorrow problem.
Seem to have a easygoing relation with time, eh?
Well, I've been granted certain insights. Do you want to know how you're going to die?
I've been taught that is a bad thing to ask about.
Do you want to know when you're going to die?
Is it one or the other?
No, I can tell you both.
From what the elder tells me, if I ask the question and I look at the answer, then I can't change it. It's a fixed point.
Uh-huh. You're smarter than you look. Really smart for a wolfkin.
Oh, been taught a lot of things, and I made lots of errors, so forces you to be a bit smarter.
Okay, so advice. Okay. You know how you're always worried about, like, if all of the gems are too close together, Jakuz will notice?
Yep.
Doesn't get much closer than all of us being in the same housing.
Oh yeah, this one I figured out. As soon as it's done, full on eyes on us.
For sure.
I assume the power of the crown will not be working once we put you all together.
Well, kind of. I mean, once we're all together, then, it'll take a lot of power, but we can keep the housing hidden. We're not going to be much use outside of that. Don't use this to, like, cut up the firewood or whatever if you make it into a weapon.
Yeah.
Use it when needed. But we can expend effort to keep it hidden.
I assume that if we do not keep you hidden, he's gonna send people and things against us, but he's not gonna come himself.
Oh, we can't. But
We'll need to go.
he'll send. Yes, absolutely, he'll send.
We'll need to go to him for sure.
Yep. Good luck with that.
Oh yeah, we're gonna handle a bunch of that.
You guys seem like real nice people. And it'll be a shame when you die.
Yep, always are.
Yeah.
But if we just wait, we're gonna die either way, and nothing's gonna be better.
There you go. That's the right attitude. You're gonna die anyway, so you may as well do something with your life.
Yep. Can't just wait for it to end, eh?
No. Waiting sucks. Waiting is very, very boring.
Any hope for you to be reborn eventually?
I don't know. Maybe.
Let's hope we win and you can figure that out. You said you could see things that will come to pass.
Uh-huh.
Can you see things from the past?
Yep. All of time is one.
Yeah, my elder knew something about that kind of magic. Make you see things that will be and that could be and that was. Sadly, he died before I was able to learn that, and I haven't been lucky finding any teacher for that.
Man, would have thought he would have seen it coming.
Yep. It's not because you can see it coming that you can stop it. But you know anything about Jakku's past before he became what he was that could inform on his nature?
Oh, I mean, he's a powerful demon.
Yeah, but like from what I was taught, every demon is different, and their
Mhm.
weakness and powers are different. So I'm trying to see what to expect of him and what do I need to try to make something against him.
I mean, it's a powerful demon. He's undoubtedly gotten more powerful as he's accumulated followers, just based on the nature of the way that you know mortal faith works. May have used some of that energy to transform himself in some fashion. It's really hard to pin down. I mean, what he was and what he is are probably two very different things. Much as the elven people are malleable given time and the desire to change, demons are the embodiment of chaos and change. You're far more likely to find a demon that changes at a regular pace than you are to find a demon that never changes.
Okay. So finding a thing that he could be weak to distill into a poison is going to be a harsh task.
It is. I mean, generally speaking, there are certain concepts that are core to the demon that can't be altered. Like a demon that is, susceptible to gold weapons is always going to be susceptible to gold weapons, regardless of what other changes it makes. Some things are just intrinsic to its nature.
That's fair. Well, thank you for listening and agreeing with our plan, even if it's what it is.
I'm just happy that something's happening.
Yeah, hopefully it's going to make a good story.
Well, we'll see.
Is your magic similar to mine?
Probably not.
Okay. Every people I meet that has the gift for foresight is not doing it the way I would.
Well, I might be able to teach you if you just want to see into the future and see into the past and that sort of thing. I might be able to give you some instruction.
Could be nice. If Jakku's keep changing, maybe I can find something from outside of here.
That's a good idea.
Try to make the poison. Because we all need a plan B.
That is true. I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
I'll see if I can dumb it down for you.
Yeah. I'm grateful.
Right. And then I believe Desi wanted to speak with Andra.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. So similar thing. The plain gray plane. The elvish warrior standing there.
Hi.
Oh, hello.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. I'm starting to get rusty.
Sorry. If it's any consolation, Brieth isn't getting rusty. I take care of my weapons.
I meant more in a sore muscle, doesn't get out much, doesn't get a chance to exercise sort of way?
Well, we're working on that. Uh, so we have a bunch of star metal
Ooh,
and
nice.
a dwarven forge
Yeah.
and dwarves, who are very good at making weapons, and Terestius.
So they claim.
I mean, they look pretty nice. Anyway, Trustius is working with them to make a weapon to fit all of you into.
I see. So the sorcerer is making a powerful weapon, housing all of me and my brethren, and you're going to let him.
He's not going to wield it. That is apparently going to be my job.
Are you sure, or is that what he told you?
That's what we all agreed on.
Do you trust
Or
him?
that's what everybody seems convinced of. Do I trust him? Yeah, actually, I do.
What did I tell you about sorcerers?
I know you're very clear on how you feel about them, and Brieth is even more so. Brieth is very clear on how she feels about sorcerers in general and him in specific.
There are only two types of good sorcerers:
Dead and buried?
dead and dying.
Well, he did that once.
Then why is he still around?
Because one of us has the ability to sometimes bring people back. And it's not the necromancer, because he was the dead one.
So the sorcerer died
Mm-hmm.
and got brought back.
Mm-hmm.
And you've checked to make sure it's actually him.
How would we do that? I mean, other than the fact that he's the same.
You know, cut out his heart and weigh it.
I'm pretty sure that would just kill him again. And we didn't have a weight of his heart beforehand, so weighing it wouldn't really do much now.
All right. So, just for context, your demon trucking sorcerer died.
Or wedding what?
Your sorcerer that trucks with demons died. Went to Jakuza's realm, because that's what happens to everybody who dies here.
Mm-hmm.
Then got brought back,
Mm-hmm.
and now wants to make a weapon of ultimate power. And everybody's okay with this.
Yeah, it does sound really bad. Mm-hmm. But it's the same plan we had before.
Is it?
I mean, other than the fact that now we actually have all the gems. And he is more adamant than ever that he wants the island to be free of Jakuz. for Takus to be dead.
I would suggest you weigh very heavily how much you trust him.
Well, I sleep in the same tent as him. And he made some of my armor. And I trust him to watch my back in a fight. So, yeah, kind of do that every day.
As many times a snake crawls into a worm bedroll and is more than willing to share it, as long as you don't disrupt them.
I mean, we kind of disrupt each other on a fairly regular basis. I mean, we all poke and prod at each other.
You're making a very powerful weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Be certain of what you're doing. And then she'll fade
Well,
out. She deliberately cuts Desi off and does not give her the chance to respond to that.
this is not helping. We're trying to get Lundardus on board.
At that, she comes back. And she basically strides right up to Desi, the closest she's ever been.
Whew.
It's interesting.
I mean, he's not really, from what I can tell right now. I don't talk to him, so this is all kind of coming through someone else. But yeah, I need to know. God, you're close. I need to know what to expect if I'm gonna be wielding this thing. And I need to know how you're all going to be cooperating and if you're all going to be cooperating. Because when I'm wielding Brieth, sometimes she has an opinion and I have a different one. And my arm is going in one direction while the rest of me would really like to go in another one. So.
If this weapon is
kind of-
forged with a purpose, your opinion won't matter.
Oh. Okay. That's not great. Would anyone be able to wield a weapon like that? Or
They can certainly
is my
hold the weapon.
is my skill gonna come into play here at all?
You would be better suited for most. As long as you and the weapon's ideals are aligned, you won't have a problem.
See, that's the thing. There's a lot of you and one of me. And my goal is to kill a demon. My group's goal is to kill a demon. And right now I've got some of you very on board. And some of you that we don't really know all that well. And one who's dragging his heels and doesn't want to play. So I don't know what to expect when I wield this thing. And I kind of need to know.
if we are placed into the same vessel.
Mhm.
We will establish our pecking order.
Um. Okay. Does someone need to be holding it at the time for you guys to all chat with each other, or are you able to do that without?
No, once we're in the same vessel, we will share the same space.
Room? Gotcha. Okay. So you'll all decide, and how will we know without picking you up and potentially just becoming a transportation?
You'll know. Like, I have waited hundreds of years to put Lindardus in his place.
And from what I've heard, he's a complete asshole. And good luck. I wish you the best in that.
As soon as we are in the same environment, he will fall in line.
Okay.
He has much to answer for.
I kind of got that feeling, yeah.
She kind of like stands up straight, and she has like this like look of determination on her face.
Yeah, Desi's just kind of. If Desi could back away in this imaginary space, then she would really like to, but there's no space in the space.
But yeah, Desi, you recognize that is the look of somebody who is going to fuck somebody up.
Yeah. Yeah, see that look in the mirror quite often.
Yep. And then she'll say, she'll turn to you and say, if you trust the sorcerer, and the sorcerer will make this and not allow me to get my hands on Lindardus, I will not put up any resistance.
Excellent. That's good. Don't get me wrong, I'm gonna miss Brieth, but killing a demon sounds like a better.
There's worse ways to die.
I'm gonna try not to die.
You can try to kill a demon, or you can try not to die. Those are mutually exclusive. You need to decide what you're focusing on.
Well, I mean, my goal in any fight is to make the other guy die first.
There you go. Well,
That's what I've got, a druid and other people around for, is to
kill the demon first, survival is secondary.
pick me up after.
Okay. And then that time she will fade out.
Jeez, I thought Brieth was intense. Holy crap.
The rest of the night passes uneventfully. Everybody can hit their rest button.
Can I well, I guess I don't have the experience point yet. I'll spend it tomorrow.
You
next
can actually basically, the way Forbidden Lands works, and it may have only come up once before, if you are 1 XP shy of the thing that you want to buy, you are allowed to buy it and go into like 1 XP of debt, as long as like the next XP you get goes on that debt.
Okay, fair enough.
It doesn't work if you want to buy that thing that costs like 5 XP and you only have 1. You're only allowed to go like 1 XP into debt, but...
Okay, cool.
Hey, sorry, Anita?
Oh, can I pick up Fearless?
Yes, you can, because okay, I trained you. You don't even need to make a roll.
Yay! Where do I find it?
It should be under...
The general talent, because I'm looking at it now, I'm thinking of asking to learn level 1.
Yeah.
It's the traveling theater people, the elf and the orcs, that taught it to me.
Yep.
It's been a while since I've had to drag something over. Where am I going on in Foundry?
So items,
Yep. Core game.
War game,
core game,
talents.
Excellent.
talents, general talents, and then fearless, and you can just drag it to your sheet.
Perfect. Thank you. That's what I needed to know.
All right, and with that, we'll do XP.
Holy shit! It's 10:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big dog game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I think actually what I'll do instead of going through the checklist is I'll give everybody 3 XP. Normally it would be 1 for just participating, but I'll give you guys 3 because there was some really good role playing stuff that happened. So the problem with Forbidden Lands when you do like a roleplay heavy session, like all the things that you get XP are like new hexes, then adventure sites, and defeating a monster and getting treasure. And
Did you do anything today? No, not really.
Not really.
not really. We just developed characters and moved plot along, so nothing much.
I got told
Good
off
job.
by an elf.
Yeah.
Other than Trustius.
You elf.
So everybody, we'll give everybody 3 XP. And then,
Yeah, I have 2 XP.
there you go. And we will pick this up. We'll pick this up next week. I know Mark is away next week, but as long as I've got 4 players, we'll play. So we'll kind of see how things go.
We're just
Cool.
planning to check out Hythe.
Have fun. Don't end the campaign without me.
I'll try not to.
Not planning to.
I'm pretty sure.
I come back and you're all dead from a trip to Hythe. What?
What happened?
And then Risen is
fuck.
left to brandish the sword with the new friends.
Yeah.
Oh God, we're all dead. I'm just gonna bow to Jakuz and end the campaign there and be his lieutenant or
God.
something.
That's a terrible end.
There you go. Everybody else dies in height. Ryzen grabs the sword, goes to Jakuz and go like, "Here you go."
There you go, my liege.
Better to rule in hell than serve in heaven. Right?
Yep.
Exactly.
That's not
Terrible
all
advice.
That's not all right, then.
Perfect. So yeah. So we'll see folks next week, hopefully.
All right.
All right.
Have a
sounds
good night,
good.
everybody.
Take care,
Have a good night,
everybody.
guys.
Night, guys.
Good night.